Hi, welcome to the Cycle Dev Update. So how did the last playtest go, at least from my perspective? So I think it was important that we kind of reduced the random drops. We got a lot of feedback about that, a lot of passionate feedback. We reduced them quite a lot, and it might still be that we have to balance it further. We did discuss internally that we wouldn't have random drops in any future ranked mode. The other big part of the update was the vehicle coming back. I think it was really great that we brought it back. I think it was a big improvement on the last time the vehicle was there. We have a lot of data on how it's used, and it was really interesting. It was used quite a lot, but not too much. And that's important because it means it's a real choice. Because if it's a must-have, it's not really a choice. So we're really happy about the use of the vehicle. It seems to be working quite well. The other really cool change I liked, the AI changes, the variety. I love the animations. I love the warden. I think he's really way more fun. But the whole kind of chess pieces of our PvE experience, they feel like they're there now, although we have plans to bring some more. And the thing that made me super happy when I read it the other day, I think when Yevgeny sent it around internally, we have almost 10% more returning players saying that they had a blast playing the game in the survey that you can fill out, that you can find in the game, remember? So it's really nice to see that you guys kind of share the opinion that we are getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. So thanks a lot for that. We heard you loud and clear when it comes to the lag issues that we have, especially around the central base. We think we have a fix, so let's see. Hopefully that's going to be better for you. Now, when it comes to the evac and camping the evac, we're going to try something out in the next build. The evac won't be on a platform, so the ship won't be landing on a platform. It's a small change. Let's see if it makes a difference though. And the other area of feedback is you want more stuff, more enemies, more contracts, and more customization options. Those are all things we're working on, I can assure you. So please just be patient, but we are totally on it. Other areas of feedback were the chat and the voice chat not being activated. We're still waiting on moderation tools. Some people are just a little bit too naughty in the chat, so we just have to wait for those moderation tools, but we're on it. We also received feedback about a PvE only mode, that some of you would really like that. We don't have any plans to do that right now. We really want to focus on PvVP and getting that right first, but I'll never say never. And the other area, oh my God, the other area is movement speed. Movement speed doesn't feel fast enough. The game feels too slow. So I think it kind of depends, because if you're bunny hopping everywhere, or trying to shoot somebody who is, I don't think the game feels slow. I think the issue might be the other kits need a little bit of a mobility boost. But let's see, it's a discussion we're having internally. So when it comes to the new build, what's in the update? Duo mode, the long-awaited duo mode. It's basically a pre-packed mode, so imagine solo, but you're pre-packed. It's not a classical duo mode really, although we have that up our sleeve as well. So let's see what your feedback is. Let's see what you prefer. The other area is the vehicle. We're going to try to further polish it. Some people have asked that it gives a little bit of damage when it bumps into something. So we're going to see if we can do that. But it's not a really big release. We're really focusing on bug fixing as well. So hopefully the game is a little bit more stable. But I just want to mention there should be some performance improvements in there as well. We have some pretty cool stuff. So we're working on something called bounty contracts. I think it's got about 5 different names internally, to be honest, right now. So how it works is that when you do like PvP, you get a rating, a PvP rating, and the more PvP you do, the higher your, let's call it, bounty rating goes up. And when it goes past the threshold, which will be decided by our game designer overlords, it will mean that a contract will be spawned for everyone else to come and hunt you down and to shoot you. And depending on how big your bounty rating is, that will decide on the amount of contract points that the person will get if they manage to take you out. Yeah, so we think this is a bit of a game changer, and we like the idea of it, but we understand that it's also risky. It's one of these experiments. So let's see how it goes. I've played the prototype, it's very interesting. And yeah, I think it could be really good for us, but it's going to be a tricky one to get right. Kit level ups, we're going to probably put them back. So we used to have kit level ups in the past. The way it worked was during a match when you're completing contracts or killing monsters, you got XP that leveled up your kit. And it was really fun, but it was hard to balance at the time. But we're probably going to bring it back and see how that works. Other things we're working on, so for further down the line, are the ability mods. So right now, we have some ability mods on some abilities. We plan to remove those ability mods and just make them standalone abilities, just regular abilities that you get through the faction progression. Another thing that we're working on is a new type of PvE, as a new type of AI. It's called the Droid AI, and we're thinking about using this to make the power-up more interesting, power-up contracts more interesting, and also the laser drill. So let's see how that goes, but it should feel quite different from shooting than it does from shooting the current monsters that we have. So the other stuff we're working on, a bit longer timeline, is we're working on a shop, so you can buy different vanity options, and we're working on what we're calling the Fortuna Pass. So yeah, with challenges and all sorts of cool stuff. So that's a bit further down the line, but that's what we're currently working on. And most of you know that we're working on map 2, so that continues. So what I'm personally looking most forward to is probably the bounty contracts, because it's risky, it's possibly a real game changer, but I just think it's interesting, and I think it's cool that it's one of these experiments that we're trying out. And the other thing I'm looking forward to is on Friday is 20 years of Jaeger. So I'm looking forward to a damn good party. Many of you have asked when the playtest will be over, and the answer is we don't plan for it to be over. We're now open, and we plan to remain open. We'll have some downtimes for maintenance. We might have longer ones if we have an issue, but it's not our intention to stop this playtest. This is basically us being open now. Although we're now in the open phase, we still lack many important features. For example, we don't have a shop. So if you'd like to support the cycle, then please consider purchasing a Founders Pack. We'd be very grateful.